It's time. Today, or 2 days ago, is when it will be when I post this video, is Spotify Wrapped Day. Day where everyone can set aside our differences, come together, look at an app on our phones, and bully each other for who we listen to the most this year. It's also the one day where music nerds can finally feel what it might have been like for LeBron James to win the 2016 NBA championship after a 7-game series. That is the feeling that this invokes in people like that. This year especially was a very interesting year for Wrapped because we didn't know when it was going to come out. Now, we never know when Spotify Wrapped is going to come out. There's not a specific day. But Spotify threw a curveball at us and said it wasn't going to stop counting data on October 31st like they normally do. So it threw everybody into a frenzy. No one knew what was going to happen. Everyone was being super impatient online. But it's here now. I'm gonna look at yours. The beautiful thing about Spotify Wrapped is it gives me a chance to see who you actually are without speaking to your therapist. I can see what music you listen to, which gives me so many clues as to who you actually are as a person. So I went to God's favorite social media website, Twitter, or X, and I asked you to give me your Spotify Wraps for me to review in a video anonymously. I also posted an Instagram story and I got a handful of replies from there. So today we're taking a break from the more commentary approach I usually take on this channel. We're easing it up a little bit and we're gonna review and react to your Spotify Wraps. And then at the end we'll look at mine because you know what? Best for last. How it works is I downloaded every Wrapped I saw, I gave it a number, threw it in a random number generator, and got 9 Wraps to look at in this video. And like I said, we'll look at mine at the end. But if that sounds interesting to you, my name is Henry. I love music. This is where I talk about it. I forgot what I was gonna say. Let's get going. Number 1. Alright, this was not bad. We got Westside Gunn at the 1, Kanye at the 2, Tyler at the 3, Mike at the 4, and MF Doom at the 5. I like this a lot, just because I don't see the Ye dollar sign, so I know it's not a majority of vultures that you're listening to. But I see Gunn, I see Mike, I see Tyler, but every single guy on here is such a great lyricist, and I feel like you really appreciate that kind of music. This is a really good Wrapped. Mike had one of my favorite albums of the year, Gunn had one of my favorite albums of the year, Tyler had one of my favorite albums of the year. You might be able to tell I'm a little bit biased. And a cool little 47,000 minutes listened to. I feel like that's like a good medium. Anywhere from like 40,000 to 100,000 is like in between like not listening to music and being a tryhard. I feel like that's like a comfortable range. But this is beautiful. Whoever you are, you have great music taste and I love you. And you are a very great person, I'm sure. Next. Ooh, this one's good too. And not just because it's music that I listen to. This is like, I feel like this is respectable. McGee at the 1, Blood Orange at the 2, Frank Ocean at the 3, Dejan at the 4, and Steve Lacy at the 5. This is very obviously an R&B heavy Wrapped, and I really like that. I'm loving that Dejan is getting the listening time he deserves. This is beautiful. And 2 of the top songs are McGee's songs, so 2-Star and the Dream Police is going to show up on your top albums, I'm sure. Now, kind of like the last one, there's not a ton of variety on this list, but you know what? I don't mind it. Like I said, this is a very heavy R&B rap, but a lot of these artists adventure a lot in their respective fields. Miggy is obviously very experimental if you listen to any of his music, as well as Dejan. And even the super mainstream picks, Frank Ocean, is not tied to R&B. Channel Orange is kind of all over the place. And a cool 66,000 minutes listened. Again, I don't feel like you're a tryhard. This isn't in my face. I give this one an 8 out of 10. I can't do the numbers with my hand, I'm sorry. I didn't rate the last one. Last one gets a 7 out of 10. This is a good one. On to the next one. I like this one a lot too. Now the downside to this one is we obviously don't have the full thing. We don't get the minutes, we don't get the songs. But we have a good variety of artists on here. They Might Be Giants is a crazy pull. I don't listen to them very much, and I don't really know how to like accurately describe them, but they did make the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse theme song. So, we're leaning more folk with this one with picks like Buck Meek, Zach Bryan, but we also get an absolute stunner in Nujabes. Nujabes is someone that I see everyone appreciate and like say they're fans of, but I never see him on people's raps. So this is pretty refreshing. I will say I don't really listen to Vampire Weekend. Not because I don't like them, just because I haven't taken the time to listen to them. But this rap is very solid. This gets 8 booms, 7.5 booms. out of 10 boom. Next, Wrapped. Oh my lord, let's get that one off. Oh goodness. Okay, we're gonna review this one fairly. We're gonna go through it. We'll get to the obvious part at the end. We got Quedeca at the 1, 21 Pilots at the 2, Water Parks at the 3, Halsey at the 4, and Charlie XCX at the 5. There you go. Now, I have to disclose, this is my girlfriend's Spotify Wrapped, and I was berated endlessly to put this one in. So, in order to still get Christmas presents this year, I'm not gonna say anything negative about this. Quedeca as a top artist I actually respect a lot. Quedeca has made a ton of really good moves this year. Scrapyard is one of my favorite albums of the year. He has a very strong, prominent fan base, and I feel like they are all very appreciative when people have them in his Wrapped. The rest of the people on this list I don't really listen to except Charlie XCX. I'm a big Brat fan, but I also was listening to Charlie before that. So I'm not a bandwagon, I promise. But I also see Killing Time by Magdalena Bay on there, so I don't think I can ignore it any longer. 305,797 minutes of music. Now, if you're not aware, that equals 212 days of continuous music. That's around 2/3 of the entire year. All I can say is the stream of continuous music going through this year has led to more experimentation from you. And that's awesome. I love you. Please still give me my Christmas presents. Alright, moving on. Okay, so this one is just a top songs list, which I respect. I'm gonna be completely honest. I know about 2 artists. Sorry, my fingers do that. I know about 2 artists on this list. I know, for someone who loves music in their name, I don't listen to every single artist. I'm sorry. I will listen to these. But Never Meant is a great song. Ask is a great song. Based on those 2, I'm gonna guess that this list is more like Midwest, indie focused. But I'm gonna give this one 7 booms out of 10, just because I don't know all of these. But I will listen to them. So, I'm sorry, but I'll get back to that. Oh boy, this one has a bit of a story. You got Blade at the 1, Bob Dylan at the 2, Young Lean at the 3, Joey at the 4, and Adrian Lenker at the 5. Variety. You love to see it. So this one, I believe, comes from my friend Kaylin. And the reason I think that is because for the past 3 or 4 years, I want to say 4, Young Lean has been his 3rd streamed artist in every Wrapped. So I don't know how much thought that takes, if any thought at all, to keep Young Lean in that spot for 4 years. But good going. I'm a big fan of this one. Not because I'm biased and it comes from one of my best friends. Just because this is awesome. Going from like listening to Half Return by Adrian Lenker to Dillard's Order Confirmation by Joey. Maybe you're onto something. Maybe you know something I don't. 10 out of 10 booms. Next, Wrapped. Ooh. This one's cool. Alright, Jane Remover at the 1, Porter at the 2, 21 Pilots at the 3, Glass Beach at the 4, and Quedeca at the 5. So I believe this is the first repeat we've had with 21 Pilots and Quedeca. But also, Jane Remover as a top streamed artist is awesome. I love that so much. Jane Remover has been pretty experimental in like the hyperpop era, and she's kind of moved away from that. She doesn't really make super hyperpop stuff now, but she has been going absolutely crazy this year, and even before that, her music catalog is just insane. I had the chance to see her live whenever she was touring with JPEG Mafia, and it was so amazing. So I very highly respect you for this. This is awesome. This is the only rap I've seen with Jane Remover on it. Don't listen to Porter as much as I should. I do really like his music. I just haven't taken the time to like listen to a lot of it, but he is very good. I don't recognize Glass Beach. If I should, I'm sorry. I do not. And you guys already know my thoughts on Quedeca. This is really cool. This is 7.5 booms out of 10, just because of the Jane Remover. That pushes it up a 0.5. Next one. Oh, we're breaking the minutes barrier again. All right, we'll get to that. But we have Berry Blue at the 1, Bickle at the 2, Pink Panthers 3, Romero 4, and 21 Pilots 5. This is 3 raps with 21 Pilots. Am I missing something? Was their new album that good? Berry Blue is a pretty legendary pull, if you catch my drift. She's pretty decently small. I don't remember off the top of my head how many listeners she has on Spotify, but she's very like Pink Panthers, dance, pop kind of music. I also got to see her live in Dallas, and I met her, and she is very nice. She makes really cool music. She also performed in Dallas the second time, and I asked if I could interview her, and she didn't respond. And I was sad. But that's okay. I'm not aware of who Bickle is, so I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow and say it's another dance-y artist. Pink Panthers, love Pink Panthers. Her music's always great. Also don't recognize Ramera, I'm sorry. But yeah, dude, 21 Pilots for the third time in a row. I need to listen to that album, I guess. I don't know. 200,000 minutes though. Not as bad as 300,000. We're calming down a little bit, but this is still getting into the stream of music, farm, more experimentation area. Holy, is that Burn by Vultures? What? Anyways, this gets... I haven't rated anyone below a 7. I'd feel bad if I did that. This gets a 7 booms out of 10. Alright, we got one more before mine. Let's get it over with. I haven't even read everything on here, and I already know I like it. Deftones, Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Elvis Crespo, and The Police. So rock is the main genre here, and I appreciate this rapped a lot. I have not seen this style of rock in anyone's rap so far. Especially like people like The Police, like that's a crazy pick. But I really enjoy this. I've been getting into Alice in Chains a lot more recently, and their music is crazy, as I'm sure you know. But I like this one. 39,000 minutes, that's respectable. You're probably a great person. This gets 8.5 booms out of 10. Alright, now the moment you've all been waiting for. Here's mine. If you think it's bad, you should see the one from like 2022. That one is bad. But anyways, JPEG Mafia at the 1, Tyler the Creator at 2, Biking with Francis at 3, John Mayer at 4, and Giveon at 5. We've got lots of different genres on here. If you don't know, I made a TikTok predicting my entire Spotify Wrapped, and I was actually 100% right on this list, except for one artist. At the 3, I had Mike instead of Biking with Francis, and I think Mike was my like 6th most listened to artist, so I wasn't off by that much. But I completely agree with this. These are the 5 artists that in my brain I feel like I've listened to the most. JPEG Mafia and Tyler both had albums come out this year that I think are outstanding. Biking with Francis put out like 2 or 3 EPs this year that were absolutely insane. John Mayer is John Mayer, it's classic. The only pick that I think people won't understand is Giveon. In my entire life, I've only met one other person that likes Giveon as much as I do. Bit of a wild card pull, I know, but it's hard to explain. Giveon has a voice that is so unique that just it does all the right things. And his songs, while people may say they don't do anything crazy, I feel like that benefits Giveon a lot. I feel like that's what he's made for. And as you can see, a Giveon song was my top song of the year. And it was a song that released 2 years ago. Okay, I have a defense for this. I need you to picture this. You're getting in the car, you're about to drive somewhere, and you need a song to set the mood off right. Typically for me, what that means is I'm gonna play a song that I know all the words to, so I can jam for a little bit. Let Me Go is one of those songs. It's short, it doesn't have a lot going on, and I know all the words, so I can sing it if I want. The next song on there is Tommy's Party by Peach Pit, and just listen to Tommy's Party and you'll know what I'm talking about. But this year I kind of had like a resurgence of my love for playing guitar, and Tommy's Party has one of the most intricate and insane guitar parts that I've heard in like new music in the past few years. It's beautiful, it sounds great, go listen to it if you haven't. Four Walls, if you're not aware, is a song by the band Tealski. I actually got to interview them like this summer, I believe. It's their most successful song, and I think it's that for a reason. It's insane, it's beautiful, the lyrics hit, the guitars go crazy. Next up is Aubergine by Nectarine Girl, and that song kind of sits in the same category, I think, as Four Walls. I have praised Nectarine Girl for a while on like TikTok when I've done artist recommendations, but she is doing a style of rock that like I can't find anyone else replicating. The tones she uses on her guitars and her drums, just to the detailed lyrics she uses. Aubergine, while I don't think that's her best song anymore, just because of the fire she's been putting out, is an absolutely beautiful song. I kind of wish it was higher because I have listened to it a lot. But yeah, beautiful, go listen to it. And then we're rounding it off with Either On or Off the Drugs by JPEG Mafia. I made an entire video about this song just because of how much I love it. But if you've listened to JPEG Mafia before, he's mostly just like like in your face, screaming, loud beats kind of rap. And that's what a majority of his newest album was. It was in your face, it was loud, it was crazy. And then just randomly he switched up for this slow, swingy, just intimate rap song. He talks about how either on or off the drugs, he's still himself. And I think it's beautiful. When he performed it live, he said he didn't expect for it to get as much success as it did, which I think is crazy. This song is beautiful. And then 40,000 minutes listened to. In my opinion, that's a very respectable amount of music to listen to. This year was the first year I really started listening to a lot of music. I did a radio show earlier this year, and then obviously this. But I feel like this is a pretty good amount of music to listen to. No fictitious numbers over here. But yeah, I'm not gonna rate mine because it's mine. So please comment what you think of my rap. Comment what you think of everybody's rap. And if you would like to send yours in for maybe a follow-up to this, or just stay up to date with me and any other kind of videos like this that I do where I need your input, follow me. Subscribe. There's a link tree in my bio that has all my socials. You can follow on there. Instagram and Twitter is probably the easiest way to get my attention. But I do small artist reactions from time to time. I'll ask for your input on there. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Thank you to everyone who sent their raps in. Even if I didn't cover it in this video, you guys are awesome. And as far as the rest of the year goes, I'm not super sure what videos I'm doing, but I do know towards the end I'll do a top 5 albums and top 5 songs. So just be on the lookout for that. But anyways, not gonna hold you guys any longer. Subscribe. See ya. Goodbye.